Hello. So last time I played a game, Accelerated London. It went like this: d4, d5, bishop f4, knight f6, e3, c5, c3, queen b6, queen b3. Now c4, queen takes b6, which wasn't the best move. A takes b6, h3, bishop f5. H3 wasn't the best move either. I should have taken the knight. Knight c3, and this is where my opponent blundered and allowed me to take the knight. So I have this book, Play the London System, which I'm going to look at today to get a better understanding of the queen b6 line. So we're going to look at two games. The first game is Sergeev versus Cernousek from 2008. Obviously, I'm having trouble saying those names. So let's take a look at the first game, shall we? So it begins, and this is from chapter 2 in the book. So if you can see here, chapter 1 talks about d5 with an early e6, but what we're looking at is chapter 2, 1d5 without an early e6. And one of the ideas that black has in these openings is to hit the b2 pawn with the queen of b6. We virtually always respond to this with queen b3. These lines can lead to equal endings where we rely on our greater experience with the structure to defeat our opponents. Alright, so let's take a look at first game. Alright, so it goes d4, d5, bishop f4, knight f6, e3, c5, c3, knight c6, and knight to d2. So he mentioned, the author, by the way, is Cyrus Lakdawala. So he mentions that this is definitely white's best move order. If you go to 5, knight f3, this allows black at least equality after queen b6. Queen b6, equality, and then queen b3 and c4. How is that different than my game? I didn't develop any knights yet. So that's what I thought. He was a little fast, but that was a good move. Okay. Transposing to a line we really want to avoid. See chapter 10. So this is something we don't want to see, actually. That's on a different chapter. Chapter 10. Alright. Anyway, back to our game. Okay. So queen b6. Other options for white. What can he do? He can play bishop f5. And then I should play queen b3. Queen b7. Okay. And then bring the knight out, c4, and back to d1. What's the point then? If the queen is just going back. So knight. What's the point if we just move the queen back and forth? We don't have much space. Black is a little bit better, yes. Okay. So bishop f5, bishop g4, so also a common choice. At this point, here's recent internet, blitz game, queen b3, queen b6, d takes c5, queen takes b3. A takes b3. And I have double pawns. How's that? What do you do in this position? Black. You gotta bring out the pawn, maybe? Is that what he wants to do? Let's see. What does it say here? Maybe it says d takes b3, takes b3, e5. So not e6, e5. That makes sense. You're gonna have to drop the bishop back. Drop the bishop back to g3. Okay. Alright, let's go back. Let's really go back to our original game. So queen b3. Bishop f5. It's putting a lot of pressure. I don't know. Is this good for white? Let's find out. So the idea with bishop bishop f5 is intending to play c4. There's also move g6. How is that? Knight to gf3, knight gf3, c4, queen takes b6. But maybe try c2. That probably won't work, will it? Okay. So here we are. What do we do? D takes c5. We gotta take care of that pawn. Gotta get rid of that pawn on c5. So queen takes b3 then. A takes b3. There's a suggestion of taking the queen with the knight. How does that go? How is that? Which nobody seems to play as white. Let's look. So then we go e5. Black goes e5. Bishop g3. Knight e4. So then what do we have here? We got a lot of space in the center. You got a knight in a good outpost. You have your bishop out. Light square bishop out. Both knights are out. Black seems to be better. Let's check. Just a smidge, yeah. It's a smidge better. Okay. So. Okay. Alright. Bishop takes c5. b4. Let's attack that bishop. Drops back to d6. If we go here, we lose an important pawn after b5. Okay, what happens? happens then? Go to b8. Really? b8? That's the move they pick? And then bishop takes e5. Once you go here, maybe you want to reroute this way. Maybe that's the point. Okay. At first sight, this looks rather glum for white, who looks like he is getting squeezed by black's central space. But upon closer examination, white has the open A file. True, that's good. Pressure on the black center, and the possibility of some interesting tactical ideas based on knight g f3 and knight d4. So knight g f3 and knight d4. Knight d4. But gotta get rid of that pawn first. The position is deceptive, and many of your opponents may be under the false belief that they have a comfortable advantage, when in fact, black may be barely equal. Also, such positions usually favor the side with the space when queens are on the board, but here, black space may later become a liability in the ending. Alright, so b5, knight e7, knight gf3, knight d7, knight d4. Another possibility would be knight to g6. Hold on. What happened? Knight gf3, knight d7. Another possibility would be knight to g6 here, really. Interesting. Knight to g6. Right, then we go knight d4. Wow, why would we do that? Don't we lose that pawn? Doesn't that pawn take us? Do this? Or is that good? This is better, maybe? Maybe more pawn islands. What's better? Why so better? Black's space advantage may actually just be a liability for him after the 10th move. With queens off the board, black doesn't have the normal attacking chances, which typically come with a territorial advantage. Also remember that 5, knight to d2 is the more exact move order in general. If you have a choice, pick knight d2 over knight f3 for your move order. Interesting. So let's have a look again. We're playing in London, and black is going for space and keeping the e-pawn at bay. We are going to want to do this knight first, which will help us if black goes for queen to b6. What if he goes here first? What do I do? Do I take it? This I'm not sure. Could take it like in the game I played. But it's better to go to c2. What if he brings that out? Well, I'm gonna have to prepare for that. Can't let that bishop come there. My queen doesn't have many squares to go to. But usually when I play the London, I do this. Oh. he plays this first, it's better to go here. Okay. Alright, this has been a long time. This is one game I looked at. I didn't look at the whole game, but for this video I'm just interested more on the opening. We'll try and look at a middle game or an ending at another time in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.